this problem, we're looking at what is the standard equation of the circle with the center 2, -1 that passes through the point -3, 2. So we have some geometry here, or just knowledge of circles, not necessarily geometry, because you could see this in a calculus class or a college algebra level class, or even trig, or really any class that this could come up in. But you're most likely introduced to it in a geometry level class. So it says, what is the standard equation of the circle? So first of all, we need to know what the standard equation is. And the standard equation for a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where h and k are the center. So the center is hk. And we're provided the center right here. The center is 2, -1. So that's something to keep in mind, that we already have the center. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. Now the center is 2, -1. So the way I write this is just x minus 2. Some people might think like, oh, my x value on my center is +2, so I'm going to write this as x plus 2. The way we write this, though, is just as the values. And the formula is x minus whatever your h value is, y minus whatever your k value is. So we're going to have x minus 2 squared plus y, and then here's where we have to be careful. The y value is -1, so our center is 2, -1. So this is our h, this is our k. So if the equation is y minus k, this is going to be y minus a -1, which is going to be +1 squared equals r squared. So we have a lot of the work taken care of for us here. Next, we want to identify like what information we're given and how we go about figuring out that radius. So let me draw a circle here. Not exactly a circle, but close enough. So we have a center of 2, -1. So a center of 2, -1. And then we're passing through a point -3, 2. So we're passing through a point. So if this is 2, -1, -3, 2, let's just call that like right about here, roughly. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be, but somewhere over here, let's say. All right. So we have that information. And what we need is the radius. So how do we figure out what the radius is? Well, knowledge of a radius. A radius is the distance from the center of a circle to the edge of the circle. So that's going to be a radius. So what do we need to figure out? We need to figure out the distance between this -3, 2 and our center. Just need to use the distance formula. And then that will give us our information, or our radius. So here we go. So we're going to plug now those values into the distance formula. So the distance is going to equal, and the distance formula is just the difference of your x values squared plus the difference of your y values squared, and then all underneath a square root. So I'm not going to write out the whole entire distance formula. I'm just going to go ahead and plug in our values. So the differences between our x values is going to be 2 minus -3 squared plus the distance of our y values, -1 minus, oh, I just wrote that as an ordered pair. Excuse me on that one. -1 minus 2 squared. And notice how I did that? I did that with this being my x1, this being my y1, and then this being my x2, this being my y2. So you want to make sure you're not like flipping them where you do 2 minus a -3 and then do 2 minus a -1. You want to make sure you're doing x1 minus x2, y2. I think I just wrote y2 there. Y1 minus y2 there. So just easy little mistakes that you could potentially make. So we have our distance is going to be 2 minus -3 is 5 squared. 2 minus a -3 is 5. Plus -1 minus 2 is going to be -3 squared. 5 squared is 25. Plus 3 squared. I gotta turn on. -3 squared is 9. So 25 plus 9 is going to be 34. So we get the square root of 34 for the distance on this one. Okay, so now let's go back to our formula here. So we have x minus 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals, so what does this distance represent? This represents the radius, this information right here. We just found the distance, the radius from here to here. And the formula wants r squared. So r is equal to square root of 34. So what's r squared going to be? That's going to be square root of 34 squared, which is then just 34. So there it is. There is our equation of the circle with a center of 2, -1, passing through the point -3, 2. So a lot of steps involved in that one. A lot of steps and just a lot of knowledge of formulas, distance formula, and knowing how to actually put information into the equation for the center of a circle, or for a circle rather. So I hope this helps.